Hey guys, Lukas Schwekenliek here, and today I want to talk to you about how you can turn a negative situation into one that benefits you. So we've all had the experience that we were in a situation in school or in college or at work or out with friends and we just did not want to be there. Maybe it was even with your family and you just wanted to leave so bad. There's nothing for you to do. You did not think like this was going to give you anything or get you anything. The topics of conversation were just stupid and you just wanted to get out. But you couldn't. You had to be there. How do you turn those situations around? And how do you get something out of it? Even when you have a situation where you're depressed or angry or afraid, how do you get something out of that? How can that situation benefit you? That's what I want to talk to you about today. And the trick to this is very, very simple. It's very easy. And that is just to look for something. Look for that silver lining that you can take with you. There's always something you can learn in every single situation. And most of the time, we just think about the big things, like an event that happened over the course of a week or a month. And we see the silver lining there and we notice that change. But the important things aren't the big events. The important things are the little things. The little tiny things that you do every single day. And the situations that you're in every single day. Just imagine how many different situations you come across in one day. And if you could take something, just one thing, out of every one of those, how amazing and how beneficial and how fast would you move? It would be insane. So, the trick is just to look for it. Look for that silver lining. And the easiest way to do that is to take a different point of view on it. Let's use an example so I can explain it to you a bit easier. Let's say you're in school and you have a really boring teacher and a subject that does not interest you at all. It's nowhere near any field that you want to go into in college or in your job, and you just don't want to be there. It's stupid, you have to take it to pass and to graduate, but other than that, you would just rather sleep than be in that class. How can you gain something out of it? How can you get some benefits out of that? Well, first of all, you can look at it from a different point of view. Ignore the subject, first of all. If it doesn't benefit you, ignore it. Whatever, doesn't matter. Especially if you're with family and you're talking about some cousin or some other family member that did something incredible last day and you don't really care, then ignore the subject. Just block it out, it doesn't matter. Instead, try to focus on their mannerism maybe. Like, what do they do? How do they speak? How do they portray themselves? Can you maybe test if they can lie, like test out if they lie or tell the truth, or how they use their tone of voice, or how energetic they are when talking about this, or how passionate they are, or whatever. How do they move? What do they do? How do they act? Is this really important to them? What can you get out of that? For example, in that class, how does the teacher move? How does he react? What does he do? And then you can maybe test him a little bit, ask him stupid questions and see how he reacts to those. See how he handles his temper and all that stuff. Do some little experiments. I'm not saying you should get him so mad that he'll throw you out and stuff like that. That's not the point. But, just take a different point of view on it. And then you can learn something from that. Or if your teacher is really good at getting the subject across and teaching you, then look how he does it. Or how she does it. And see what kind of things they do that help you understand it better. Or if that's not interesting to you, then look at what you can do in the meantime. Can you write something while you're in class? Can you write something while you're with your family? Can you think about some problems that you have and make some notes? What is it that you can get that gives value in that situation? That's like the biggest question in any business, in your own personal development, and in any sort of improvement in whatever category. How can I add value? In those situations where they're just bad and you don't want to be there, you should focus on how you can add value to yourself or to someone specific. Like if you're with your family and you know that a family member has had a really rough time recently, how can you add value to them? What can you do to make them feel better? Can you maybe strengthen your relationship with them or with any other family member? Does that help them? Or how can you add value to yourself in that school setting? How can you learn something? How can you improve your skills? What skills can you improve in that setting? It'll take some time to think about these things, but once you do, and once you do think about it, there will be a million things that come to mind. And that's the important thing, and you can do that even when you're in a bad mood, when you're angry, you can still think about these things. How can you add value here? You're angry, you're frustrated, how can you use this? What's the benefit here? What's the silver lining? It's all about just being aware in those situations, that you have to do that. And that's a skill that's trained. You won't be great at it at first. You might catch 1 or 2 situations a day, if that. But after a month, after 6 months, after a year, you're gonna catch a lot more. And eventually you'll be aware of everything and you'll just try to pump out benefit after benefit, value after value, improvement after improvement from every single situation. And that's when you skyrocket. Remember, most things in personal development or self-improvement or giving value in general, in business and everything else, is exponential. There's a slow, long struggle until you reach that breaking point. And then it just lifts off. Try it out. Write it in the comments what benefited you, or maybe a trick that you use to get the silver lining out of those situations. And if you enjoyed this, if this does help you, then please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And share it with a friend who always complains about these situations, as maybe it can benefit them too. See you in the next video.